Hey guys, welcome to the Occ-Cast. We are in Hawaii and I am lucky enough to have 2 times world champion Tom Carroll. Thank you for joining me, Tommy.
Good to see you, Occ.
Does you get called that much, 2 times world champion?
Oh, no, well, I don't know. Every now and then it sort of pops its head. Yeah.
What were the years that you won your world titles?
83 and 84.
83, 84.
But they were funny years, they're sort of overlapping years. So it was 84, 83, 84, and then 84, 85.
Oh, because was that when they didn't finish in Hawaii? They started finished in Australia?
It finished off at the Coke contest in Manly.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But Hawaii was still in the
it was right in
tour.
It was right in the middle of the tour, basically. We were surfing in the middle of the tour on Hawaii, and so okay, we got like 2 months to train for the Australian final leg.
That was the break after Hawaii.
Yeah, after Hawaii.
2 months to train, and then that was the last contest of the year.
Yeah, and then you have the straight hook tie at Cronulla.
And then
Bells.
Yep.
And then and we'd have Stubbies, and then Bells, and then we'd have
Stubbies being the Gold Coast,
the
Burley
Gold
Heads.
Coast, yeah, Burley.
And then we'd have the Coca-Cola surf again. We got to say the Coca-Cola surf out.
It was like a four events, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, in Australia.
Yeah.
And then we went off around the world.
And then it was just like, just celebrate whatever or commiserate, and then get your stuff together and get back on tour within like a month or maybe even a few weeks. Yeah. And we go to Japan, I think.
Yeah, right.
To kick it off.
And that was weird how they done that, and then because it was always finishing in Hawaii, obviously, and then it'd start up again, and then they changed that. I think it was Graham Cassidy was doing that. It was ASP. Oh, was it IPS?
No, it was IPS till 82 was the last year.
Yeah.
And then ASP came in.
So you won under IPS and ASP?
ASP.
All ASP?
I was the first ASP.
You're the first ASP world champion?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I got third the last year of IPS, I was third.
Yeah. Okay.
But I won my first event under the IPS.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Same with Tom. Tom Carroll did too.
Tom Carroll did too?
Yeah.
And then it changed? Yeah. How's life now?
It's good.
Really good, eh? You're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been doing?
It's been a big year this year. It's
Has it?
Kind of been doing some really cool stuff, like developing shark deterrents and helping Shark Shield get that to market, and I saw
that on 60 Minutes.
Yeah,
you're
right.
on 60 Minutes, which is was fantastic, and you jumped in the water with sharks.
Yeah, and I think everyone wants to have 100% now. So it's been a really hot topic, and I really understand it's really close to people's feeling of security.
Everyone's talking about it. I mean, all those attacks on the North Coast.
Yeah, and I really feel for all those people, and I think there's a lot of action.
You mean it could have been deterred with what you're working on?
Well, I think
it could have been avoided with what you're
could have been avoided. I think any sort of shark encounter. Well, not any. I don't know if like a charging great white.
You don't know.
You don't know. So I'm never going to say 100%.
What kind of sharks were you with?
Well, up on the North Coast there was a great white and there's bull shark.
There was a great white and a bull shark.
And then just 2 days ago I was in the water with the shark deterrent on with Galapagos and sandbar shark with One Ocean Diving.
And they didn't like it?
They didn't like it.
No.
So they were deterred around about 2 meters away.
2 meters?
Yeah.
And the bull shark turned around?
The bull shark, well, the sandbar shark is actually a very close relative of the bull shark.
Oh, so it probably
has very similar ampullae of Lorenzini, all those sacs of like sensors around their nose and down the side of their body are really similar. So they were deterred. 2 days ago. It's just an ongoing kind of understanding of what we're doing. We really don't know much about sharks.
No, we don't.
We're just learning now, and we're going to learn pretty quick because we've got so much more available information quick information, absorb the information now that's at hand, and we're much quicker to action now than ever before in human history.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to get better pretty quick at dealing with the shark.
Why?
Rather than killing them.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, the drum lines and stuff,
Yeah.
it's heavy. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they're all up on the Gold Coast, like straight outside where I live at Rainbow Bay. There's drum lines. I see them checking them like once a week, and there's sharks on there.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're not alive.
No, there's a lot of dead shark out there, and really sharks aren't out to actually kill or eat humans.
Yeah.
They're just out to, you know, eat their food source.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not human.
Do you think we're taking their food source? Why do you think, I mean, there's always been shark attacks, but why do you think there's so many more now? I mean, even in America, Florida, I mean, all over the world, especially the north coast, mid-north coast of Australia. Have you got a theory?
Look, I'm not much of a theorist, but what I hear and what I listen to is that, we've been fishing out the sort of stocks of pelagic fish where the larger sharks feed from.
Yep.
We're not only doing that, we're doing a whole bunch of things where we're stripping the ocean of a lot of life. We get a lot of our nutrients from the ocean.
Yeah.
And on a daily basis, I love eating fish.
Me too.
You know, I love seafood, and not all seafood, but
yeah.
And I don't even know whether I even eat shark, because you don't know sometimes what you're eating.
You could be
right?
eating flake.
So I really try to choose about what I'm eating now around seafood.
I wouldn't want to eat shark because like they might know.
But our fishing practices as humans, our impact on the ocean at the moment is so profound. We're going to find out very shortly how powerful that is. And I think maybe that has something to do with the larger sharks wanting to come in to where the food sources aren't being fished out along the coastlines. There might be an argument around the fact that we put them into protection. The great whites especially into protection about 14 years ago in Australia, 15 years ago. And I think that's probably got an effect. That doesn't really mean we should go around killing them. And I think
you mean their numbers have probably risen.
I think also we've got rising numbers of seal, and we've got changing ocean temperatures. We've got changing nature of the changing nature of the ocean, and the global warming effect, which is probably changing the nature of the way animals are behaving in the ocean. I'm just taking a wild guess at that.
Sure.
I got no like scientific.
I mean, I really think they should. I mean, they're already doing it, but they should, and they're going to have to start farming fish, and not take the free ones.
And actually really care for them, care for those stocks, and I think they're trying to do that today. And
they are trying.
But we would, I think, putting ourselves in danger by not netting certain areas of the coastline where our population likes to enjoy the ocean. And I think we may need to use those nets to sort of use as a barrier. First, there's a really like a high bycatch. That meaning catches dolphin, turtle, and octopus and all that sort of stuff, which we don't want to catch in those. That bycatch sort of is quite high at first, the studies say, but then it drops really quick because they get used to understanding what the nets are. The only thing is the whales get caught in them, which is a real bummer.
And we've got so many whales that travel up and down the East Coast now.
It's amazing,
crazy,
isn't it?
Hey? Like on the Gold Coast, you can sit down at and at any time, I mean, they're gone back to, where do they go? Antarctica.
And then they travel north.
And they travel north up to Harvey Bay, but they've gone. But I mean, when they come and when they go, they reckon there's 20,000 of them now. Their numbers are right up.
Yeah, it's good. We do have some good healthy signs in the ocean, which is really good. I think we've just got to maintain it somehow. Not relax, and but that said, just to take care of our own space in the ocean as a surfer, it's 9 out of 10 attacks are on surfers surfing in remote locations. for us to take care of our own space, we're not infecting everyone with a fear of a shark, you know, because we're going to take responsibility of that space, and this is one way of being able to do that.
Yep.
Probably some other ways is probably kind of cool, like suggestion by Ocean Ramsey from One Ocean Diving the other day was just put a set of eyes on the bottom of your board.
Really?
Because eyesight, because when we're free diving with shark, without the cage, the big thing they're looking for is our eyes.
Yeah, right.
You know, if we're facing the shark,
That's
the
a good
shark.
idea. No one's done that yet.
No, she said that. Said, go get some stickers made up with big eyes, put them on the bottom of your board, and just as a, because it just makes sense. Because if a shark's coming up and sees these eyes, they're just seeing that as a warning sign that board's a predator looking back at them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
So anything to deter them.
I was surfing down at Broken Head the other day, and the waves were pretty good, and there was no one out.
Wow.
And Jay and I surfed, and I'm like, Jay, just stay close to me, you know, in between catching waves. But moving on, we're in Hawaii, in beautiful Hawaii. What are you doing in Hawaii?
Oh, yeah, good question.
Good question. No, I mean, I know you came over for the Eddie ceremony.
Yeah, I kind of always come over for the Eddie ceremony.
Yep.
And I miraculously scored an invite again this year.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
congratulations.
It's like Waimea.
Waimea. Oh, Waimea.
Yeah.
Because last year was heavy.
It was so heavy, and
How was that?
It was intense, Oc. I was like walking down the beach with my brother to surf the heat, and I'd actually injured my knee really badly.
You did, but you hurt your ankle the year before.
In 2009 I did.
Oh, a couple
of
years.
It just broke my leg and just tore
I thought it was the year before. It's a while ago.
Yeah.
But it was the last big Waimea, probably.
Yeah, it was the last time the Eddie was held.
Yeah, okay.
And so it was a great Eddie Occ-Cast event. And,
that one, yeah.
Yeah, and I had to sit off to the side and watch that go down. I was bummed.
You did, because you broke your ankle the day before the Eddie.
Yeah. It was a big day, big morning.
That was a big day.
Intense.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful morning, and I'll never forget that feeling. But
the feeling of breaking your ankle?
Breaking my ankle. I was like, frick. I'm like getting dragged around. It was broken, my leg, and my foot was hanging off the side. I was on my leg, and I was just getting yanked. I was like, God, where's my foot's off to the side? I was going, ah! That was a trip. But
was it excruciatingly painful?
No.
You're in shock.
It was in that shock thing where I didn't get any pain. My body's dealt with the pain. I was in that shock mode. I was in survival mode because I always want to get out of that. Yeah. I first thought about that 30-foot freaking left.
Yeah, right.
You know, like I don't want to get caught in that current.
No.
Because there was so much current that day.
Oh, getting stuck in
And
there.
it was like 8 a.m., 7:30, 8 a.m.
No
There's
skis?
no skis, no nothing.
Shit.
I'm going, I put my arm up. I go, what do I got my arm up for? I'm going,
there's no one coming.
There's no one coming. And it's all misty and no one can see it.
Oh, shit.
I'm like,
so you got in on your own accord?
Yeah, grabbed my board and just beelined it and just get me into that shore break. And it got me in and up the shore break fine, but I couldn't walk, and it was like just so happened to be a lifeguard and one guy, and the place was packed thinking the Eddie was on.
Yes.
But no one was going anywhere near that shore break.
No.
And they picked me up, so I was really lucky.
They picked you up.
Everything was taken care of. They were wonderful. Next minute I was up at Waihi. I was actually, the most surreal thing was being in the back of the ambulance, flying up the Cam Highway on the wrong side of the road, because the road was packed.
Oh, because everyone's thinking
and I'm like looking out the back of the ambulance. This is surreal. I was out at 25-foot Waimea, and all of a sudden I'm in the ambulance, like woo woo woo, like out the back, and I'm on the wrong side of the road, going, wow, this is kind of cool, you know. Like, I was like, next minute.
Did they give you one of those green whistles?
Nah, no. I didn't need anything.
Oh, you didn't want it?
No, I was sweet. I didn't have any pain, and I think it's kind of useless having any. Don't need it.
Don't need it.
And so, I need to communicate with the doctor and
for sure,
get this thing right. But everything worked out fine. I didn't get really any pain until after the surgery when they pinned it up. Yeah. When I got back to Australia.
Because you are completely drug free, and we'll talk about that later. But does that mean you won't even take a painkiller?
Oh no, I'll take painkillers if I need it. Guaranteed. I mean, we don't need to be in pain.
Yes, no.
So the doctor prescribes them. You just stick to that program.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. But so how was it getting back on the horse last year?
Yeah.
Did that? And you did talk about survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go more into survival mode after a wipeout like that? And you're in the heat situation.
Yeah.
It's big. I mean, it was really big.
It was monster while I'm
So
out.
how did you feel? You didn't want to do it again?
The problem was that I actually had a really bad wipeout at Himalayas, like a week before that.
Oh, you're crazy.
And like I had a big chunk floating around in the middle of the joint.
Oh.
So I'm walking down to the heat with my brother, who's got my extra caddying basically, but he wasn't paddling out. He
wasn't paddling out?
No way. I didn't need the board. So I was going to get taken in by the jet ski if I needed a board.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm walking down the beach and it's just closing out. And we're going.
Oh, great.
I'm my knees doing all this weird stuff on the sand.
I could just pull out right now.
I'm going, what am I thinking? This is crazy. But I just could not surf the eddy. And I was just, the last time I missed out,
it might be on for another 10 years.
Another 10 years. I'm going, this is an epic day. Everyone's like, the vibe was amazing. Yeah. I'm like in. I got this brand new 9.8. Yeah. Pat Rawson looks so sick. And I'm like, I've got to try and get one decent wave here today.
You get one?
Well, getting through the shore break was nasty. Because it's usually just like one suck up on the shore break. Yeah. There was two. There was like one and then another one. So like Jamie O'Brien, he's in my heat. Yeah. He goes to run. I'm pulling back. He goes to run into the shore break and he got flogged by the first one and then got sort of drawn into the second one. Oh. And he got flogged so hard, I'm going, I'm not touching this shore break. I had to sit and wait. And I didn't care. I just be really patient. And I was lucky. I just got this really sneaky bit really close to the rocks.
You got a good window.
A little window, and I got out and next to Dave Wassell, and we got out.
Oh, you both paddled out together?
Yeah, and we got out, and I was lucky. I got grabbed by one of the skis right in close.
And then they got you out.
They got us around that current, that sweep. But getting out there and sitting out there and it was amazing. And there was Dorian and Dave and Jamie O'Brien. We were just sitting in a pack. Yeah. And we were watching this first heat sort of end, and our heat about to start, and like Greg Long was sitting out a fair way,
like he does,
way out, but he was not even in the break yet. He was way out in front of us, like probably another 80 metres, 50, 80 metres out. I'm going, what's he doing out there? We're going, he's just sitting out. That's Greg. That's Greg's thing. Yeah. All of a sudden, he starts paddling.
Oh, no.
And I go, oh, shh. So we just go, I think we better paddle. We're just still paddling. And we just get this smack and close, like this big left and right coming towards each other, big, like, and Greg's just over it. We'll claw over it. When I turn around, I don't know whether you saw it, the shot with all the jet skis, they all spin back. Oh, they all get caught inside.
And they have to go.
And they all have to run back.
Onto the beach.
Yeah, and I remember spinning back, looking as I'm getting over the top of that. Yeah, looking down it, looked amazing. And they're all doing U-turns.
They're out of here.
Yeah, like, boom. I go, well, those guys are going to hit. Yeah. And then later to get the shots of those guys running up the beach, getting chased in.
Saw it. Epic.
But that was the start. The heat hadn't even started yet. And I thought, well, how am I going to figure this out? So got a couple of small ones to start, just to feel what was going on. I wasn't confident with my leg. It's a bad way to be mentally in those conditions. I couldn't attack it.
Yeah.
The way I kind of like to. Yeah. And so something was saying, just keep pulling back. Yeah. Just take it slow here, Tom. Keep pulling back, and it was my knee.
It was your knee. Yeah.
And
because you're not one to pull back.
No. And
never have been.
No.
Yeah. And let's talk about that. You're still chasing big swells with Ross anymore, or are you still a team partner, or you guys have kind of drifted away? And
we haven't. We've sort of been doing our own thing the last couple of years since the last movie we did, Storm Surfers.
Storm Surfers, yeah.
Which was been really cool. Yeah. Doing that. And
so
that was,
you've kind of finished it up. Yeah.
we're coming back to revisit some stuff right now.
Yep.
And the team actually is starting to gravitate back.
Okay, cool.
It's a big team.
Yeah, it's a big team.
And so some cool ideas are coming up. We'll see. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. But when things start to sort of gravitate back, something's in the air.
Something's in the air.
And that's the way these things work. It's a chemistry thing. So, you know, Ross and I definitely like, Ross is really like wants to do Nazare and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
That's not really my focus.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I do like surfing, paddling, some outer reef stuff here.
You do, yeah.
I don't know about Jaws. So many guys surfing Jaws.
You're not really...
I don't know, mate. There might
it's
be
for
a
the young
moment.
kids, maybe.
Yeah, let them do that thing.
Let them do that, because you've kept yourself remarkably fit. How old are you now?
55.
55, wow.
So yeah, just trying to keep myself in good shape.
Yep.
I want to be that grandfather.
Yeah.
That sort of, I've got 3 daughters, so there's
You do?
a chance
I was
that
going to
I
ask how
might
the
have.
girls are.
Yeah, they're good.
How old are they now?
There's 20, almost 25. They all have their birthdays.
Wow, 25.
Coming up. 25, 23, and 14 coming up.
Any of them surf?
No.
No surfing.
No surfing.
They're into fashion, dancing.
Oh, dancing and art. A lot of.
Yeah, okay.
My second daughter just graduated from National Art School in Sydney, and
unreal.
majoring in oils, and she's just done some beautiful art, and she's been selling paintings. It blows me out.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's really cool. And my youngest daughter, Grace, she's about to launch into full-time dance and homeschool. So
that's
coming up
great.
next year. Yeah.
That you've kept yourself, so fit. And I mean, I know for a little period of time you did struggle with addiction, and you've cured that, which is congratulations on that. I mean, that's no easy feat.
No, it's like I would say, I don't think I'm ever cured. Like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we.
So sorry, I used the wrong word there.
Yeah, that's cool. But it's like we're always sort of.
How long?
We're always like that far away.
Yeah.
Like from
going back.
Yeah, like it's just.
I remember when we saw each other and we went to Andy's funeral.
Yeah.
And because Andy obviously suffered from addiction too. But I think we ran into like the dealer.
Yeah.
And I think like you got his number and you told me you were looking at it all night and going, maybe I might call.
Yeah, and
if you did, it's over.
That's it. And that's what happens. And you feed in. You got to have support. And I can't do that stuff on my own. So I get myself involved in support.
Yeah, you go to
recovery.
Support groups, but you're also religious now too?
Oh, look, I wouldn't say.
It's
not a religious.
It's a support group.
It's more of a. It is a spiritual disease. It's like a disease of our spirit. So that's how I see it.
So you're healing your spirit.
Yeah, and it's all about sort of helping others. Getting involved in. Helping others in coming to recovery and wherever I can give my recovery away, I do.
Because you've helped Nathan Hedge a lot too, haven't you? That suffered from addiction.
And he's doing good.
He's doing good. How long have you been clean for?
I'm coming up for 10 years,
10 years
on December 18.
That's crazy. That's
so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
cool.
It's
a fucking miracle.
It is.
Like it was a bloody miracle. Like I couldn't stop. Like I was like, fucking give me more of that shit. I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
It's like I love that feeling of being up and going and doing more and being engaged with things. But it's not the answer, It's
so not.
It's actually.
But you've got that feeling right now without it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stoked just being here.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to do that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, and we really don't. But the fun, the fun is completely ironed out with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to start with, you think you're killing it, and then it's like just you end up flatlining.
Yeah.
This is not working anymore,
And it's just, it happens with every single, person.
Yeah.
And every single, what are they called? Which kind of drugs? I mean, hard drugs, but
substances, places, people, things like like gambling can be
alcohol.
Alcohol's a big one. We kind of write it off because it's so available, but it's so violent. It's super violent, not only on others, but it's super violent on our body.
That was never you. It wasn't alcohol.
No, it wasn't an alcohol thing, but I can't imagine myself going there because it's pretty trustworthy. Like alcohol, you know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
It's going to wipe me out.
Yeah.
And if you hear about that, you know, you go to, I mean, the drugs, you don't know really what you're getting. It's kind of unreliable. So you get a reliable source, you kind of stick to it and you try to always get, but it's always unreliable. But whereas you go to alcohol, it's you know you're gonna do
2 days and you're done.
And you're
Yeah.
So
feel sick.
and it actually really it's so damaging on the internals of the body and every cell. So if we overindulge in it, it really can have lasting long-term effects. So I really feel for those in deep alcoholism, and it's the same as addiction, same thing.
It's the same thing. It's
Same
addiction.
thing. Same thing.
Well, we'll move away from that. I just wanted to talk to you about your love for pipeline, and you won it how many times?
3
times.
Yeah.
And you won it in really heavy circumstances when you lost your sister in a car accident in Australia, right in the middle of the event.
Yeah.
And you went on to win. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was one of those times, Oc, where it's hard to put in words what was really going on.
Yeah.
What happened to me mentally was that my mind just saw through all the trivial stuff that my mind would be caught up in
if you
normally
were at home.
if I was just in a normal event. Say a normal event, you know, trying to, you know, you got all this imagination and all this stuff going on, and it's like worrying what the other competitor's doing, what's going on with the conditions, and have I got the right board, it's not right for me,
That went out the window.
It's just that whole experience of losing my sister, and then coming to the realisation that with my father over the phone Dad said, look, because I was coming home, I was going to wipe the event.
Oh, you were.
He said, I think Joe would like you to win the contest. That stay there and win the contest. And that clicked with me. And like the next day it was on. And I just started wearing a helmet.
You did.
And I just said, I'm protected now. I can go deep.
Okay.
And I can confidently go deep.
Yeah.
And I had a really nice board, and I just felt like everything was quite trivial. It was a really strong west swell that morning. It was fresh. There'd been real crap surf all winter. Like, it had been raining non-stop. The water was brown.
Yeah,
it was just a really funky morning, and I remember it just doubling up on the brand new west swell. And
it looks so much uglier when it's brown.
Yeah, it was super glassy in the morning. I never forget that first surf. I actually paddled down from the back of rock pile.
Oh, you did?
I was staying in a house down at rock pile.
Oh, you jumped straight out there?
I paddled down a rock pile and came in behind it.
Wow.
And I'd never done that before. I'd never
with the Rashi on?
No, just for an early morning warm-up.
Oh, sorry, you went for an early, sorry.
Before the event, just to sort of, and I was in another world. I was like, I'm just paddling in from behind pipe. I haven't even looked at it.
Right.
I don't know what it's like. And it was thick, new west swell.
Yeah, right.
And you can tell because there's nothing breaking at rock pile.
Down there where you paddled out, it's west, so it's
like
flat down there.
Small, and I'm going, this is a real pure west swell. I could see it breaking sideways down, going, it's on today, you know.
Oh, it's on today, yeah.
And literally, everything kind of was just, it was like oil dropped in water, like everything just separated.
Yeah.
And everything was super clear for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really put anything wrong. I couldn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, wow.
And
so
it just
she was
came.
looking over you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I don't know what's going on out there, like, I can't put my finger on what that was.
Yeah,
but I know that something was working out in my favour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and I dedicated to Joe. And that was a really special moment.
Yeah.
Very, and it brings me emotional right now because it was awesome feeling being able to do that and express that day for her. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So cool. And so 3 times, I'll never forget the turn that you done. That was Was all the boards Rawsons?
Yeah.
They were?
Yeah.
Right through all those 3 events?
Yeah.
The turn you done, that was just, everyone's, seen it. And I was actually sitting on the beach. It was crazy because it was like the thickest wave and I thought you were going to pull in. And it just went, rah! And it was such a crazy turn. The whole beach went crazy. It's got to be like one of the best turns ever. Like, ever. And then, did you win that year?
Yeah.
You
I
did?
ended up winning 91 there.
Yeah.
The next day, that was the preliminary heat.
Yeah.
And then the next day it dropped down a bit, but it was still second reef. And beautiful pipe, a little bit of wind on it.
Yeah.
And but the board I had that 7/8.
7/8 was
7/8 by 17
And you've done a
9.
turn like that on a 7/8.
Yeah. So that was what we were riding back then, eh? We were riding big boards.
I remember, I was riding like a 7/10.
But this
The
thing
kids
was
are
like
laughing at us.
thin. Yeah, they're laughing.
Now, they're like, I can't believe what those guys were riding.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
They're on like 6.0s.
I know. 6.4 maybe.
6.4, no,
maybe even
6.0.
6.1.
Yeah.
What's that? That's amazing.
Well, Kelly does that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just for fun.
5.9.
Yeah.
Just this drop out of the sky.
Yeah.
And it's cool what they're doing. I love what they're doing out there now.
Yeah, I know, me too.
It's like, it's incredible. And I loved that feeling back in the day.
Yeah.
Was falling out.
Yeah.
Like getting that right and allowing the edge just to lock in and come up underneath the lip.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and then you came back for the Heritage Heat, which was last winter or
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you surfed that board.
What I did was I got it remade. And it was a process getting it remade.
Yeah, right. And it was the same 7/8?
What I did was the same 7/8. That 7/8's actually in Baron Kanai surf shop.
Oh, okay.
The board riders, Crystal Board Riders store in Haleiwa.
Yeah.
It's up in a cabinet.
Oh, wow.
It's broken in half.
Yep.
There's an amazing story behind that board. At the end of it's like a couple of minutes before, about 5 minutes before the end of the final.
Yep.
I broke the board. The board just gave up.
Just
like
went boom.
it handled the nastiest beatings.
All day?
All 2 days in a row, just beaten up and then pop. Going, well, I'm going in. I actually got assisted in, which they reckon was against the rules. But anyway,
yeah, really?
Yeah, anyway. Back then it was funny. Yeah. Anyway, we got in. And I lost the front of the board. I only had the tail of the board.
Oh, so you had to search. It's in the crowd
and
somewhere.
I couldn't find it. And I'm going, let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting Derek Hay to get a wave, and the ocean went flat because he could have won it.
Oh,
he needed 9 something, but he could have 9.
Derek
could have easily got a 9.
He could have.
I was
you're
just
on the beach looking for the other half
looking for the
of your
board. Yeah, I go, well, the board's gone. I got the half of the board. I went, took the leggy off, took my helmet off, and threw the
other half.
The other half just in the board racks, you know.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's gone. All the hullabaloo of like all of a sudden you're up on the at the podium, you're winning and all that stuff, media and the board's gone, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, last night at the Maui Ola Foundation, which actually gave that remodeled
two that you won the Heritage Heat on.
I gave that to them to raise money after winning the Heritage. They got $4,000. It was amazing.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And but I did a remodel of that board off the 7.0. It was a part of that quiver from Homebooks because I couldn't get the original out of the cabinet.
Oh, why not?
Well, it's just all locked up in this cabinet. And Pat Rawson, I didn't want to go down there and cut it up.
Okay.
So I got Simon Anderson involved. He helped me survey this 7.0 that a friend of mine bought, and he kept it in a collection.
Yep.
And we surveyed all the bottom. We stretched it out. We got it over to Pat. We stretched it out on a file. So we got it on file, and the board's amazing. So he remade that board and just went out there, and it felt right.
It looks so good.
Felt nice, and I just had to get
in the Heritage Heat.
Yeah,
it looks so good.
It's such a sweet board.
Because there's two different ways now. Because we thought that big boards were over, but the way you surf that board, I'm like, it still works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you showed all the kids that. Because you would have won a lot of heats that day if you had to heat like that in the actual contest.
Oh, it was so cool to feel that board again.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just like, I actually got a little bit pumped up because I wasn't going to ride this. It was like 2 1/4 thick, 17 and 7/8 wide, and 7/8, the original.
Yep.
So I just pulled it out to 18 and 8, and just pumped it up to 2 3/8 thick. So it's just a bit chunkier.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit easier to paddle for me today.
No, cool.
So the file's awesome. It's a reverse V.
Yep.
Reverse Vs were brought out into the world by Maurice Cole.
Yeah.
And Tom Carroll basically rode that beautiful yellow board that he rode, and also rode them to his third world title.
Yeah.
And that we put that in that 7/8, and it works.
Yeah. Epic.
But the original board story is epic because that
That's
board
so
went
cool.
lost in the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so last night,
Yeah.
I get the story here.
Yeah.
I come last night, you know, at the Malleola Foundation night, beautiful night last night. It was really good music going on.
Yeah.
And I go up to and Jamie O'Brien, I connect with Jamie. I'm going, Jamie, how's it going, mate? And he goes, yeah, good. Look, I'd really like to. I'm building a new house, and I'd really like to. Could you get me one of your pipe boards, to put on the wall? And I go, well, we'll see. They're kind of, like prized little possessions at the moment, but I'll have a look for you for sure because I really value what you do out there, and I'd love to have something on the wall at your house. Yeah. Anyway, he goes, look, Dan, I did have that one because I was the kid that grabbed that one. Grabbed that half a board, and then I saw your brother at the end of the heat. He was the grom on the beach that grabbed that board and went up to my brother who had the other half. Nick had the other half, and Nick went, just take it. Did he? Yeah. And then Jamie O'Brien's got the board. And
what do you do with it?
14 years later, right? This is 14 years later. I'm in the Ayukai Beach Park watching pipe one morning, and Liam McNamara comes up to me and goes, Tom, I know where that board is. I go, what? I go, what? What do you mean? I know where the pink board is, the 7/8. Do you want it back? I said, shit, yeah. I want that thing back. So Liam McNamara, 20 minutes, I'll wait here, I'll be back in 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, turns up with 2 halves of my pink board.
Oh, it wasn't fixed?
No. No, Jamie had it all stashed.
Oh, he had it stashed.
And then Liam knew where it was, brought it back. And, and Jamie last night goes, started spewing. Liam gave you that board back.
He said I had the board.
Yeah, and I had the board, and he got the back. So that was the jigsaw. Yeah. It all came together.
It all came together. And where is it now?
It's in Barry Canai.
That's the board. Yeah, that's the board.
With the helmet. Yeah.
It all makes sense to me now.
Yeah, there you go.
The
jigsaw, all
the jigsaw,
fits.
that's all fitted.
And it's kind of cool. Like Jamie was just this full grom.
Yeah.
And look what he does at pipe. It's so awesome.
I know. It's crazy how all that stuff happens. Just a couple more. Just the future. I mean, I know you love your stand-up paddling.
Yeah.
There is a kind of a tour. Have you ever competed on a stand-up paddle? And are you interested in going
I
back?
have at a local
one.
But
there is a world tour.
There's a world tour, but I'm not
You're over that.
Over that stuff.
Yeah.
I really like. I'm not into going up and down a wave on a sup and trying to shortboard a sup because I just shortboard my shortboards.
Yeah.
And that's where that's going. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Kind of ugly, and I can't look at it and I go, "What's that all about?"
That's weird. I know. To me too.
And it looks cumbersome. Paddle going everywhere. Yeah. What I love about sup is that it gives my body something different to work on in that surfing environment. And I access completely different waves. And it's just a really good feeling just gliding. I love that gliding on a wave and connecting with that simple glide. Yeah. It's more like sort of longboarding style. Sometimes I ride in a bit of surf, and it's just a lovely feeling engaging in a longer rail and just getting that real beautiful glide going. Yeah. And then using the skill, a whole nother skill set.
More doing it the way the ancient people done it, because that's how surfing first started, right? I mean, wasn't it the Duke? You did that?
I'm not sure, to be honest, Doc.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. It sounds like a good story because the huge boards that he used to ride, I think he used the paddle and turned with his feet, and then he threw the paddle, and then that was surfing. Yeah. Before that, it wasn't surfing. Right. I mean, but it is surfing.
I think the ancient Hawaiians used to just use planks just to even ride on their bellies and stuff. But
don't quote me on that, everyone, because that was just what I heard.
Yeah.
Second-hand information.
But I'm not sure, Oc.
Yeah.
I know now that using it, the paddle, in a skillful way,
feels great.
it's just a good feeling with the body. It's a really good marrying of, you know, lie down surfing, but lie down paddle surfing. I don't know how to differentiate it.
Yep.
But just normal everyday surfing without a paddle, you know, we have to get up and we're just sort of doing a push up, and we've got to pull our legs up underneath us. We're using our stomach core in a different way. I love that. I just never ever, I do 70% normal surfing, 30% using the sup to use out of reefs and some beach breaks, but with my sup friends. Because it's a different group of crew and a whole nother world, and it's just a new way. Well, it's a good way of just engaging the mind and working something different. And I love it. I love it.
It's epic. And how long are you in Hawaii for? You're off soon?
I'm sticking around for tomorrow.
For tomorrow?
And then I'm away, back home on Tuesday.
Back home on Tuesday. But you will be coming back for the Eddie Occ.
When Eddie's called, I'll be coming back,
Sure.
And I may even come back Feb anyway.
Okay.
Just to have a surf, depending on what the surf's looking like.
Yeah, okay.
If it looks like there's a few storms backed up when it's good,
you'll come.
I'll come back for a week or so, just to enjoy a bit of surfing.
Okay, well, thank you for joining the Occ-Cast, Tom.
Good to see you, mate.
This guy's the real deal. Thank you, guys. And that was the Occ-Cast, and we'll see you next time.
You're the real deal.